This is section 8.3, homework number 3. Given a set A, which is like including all the integers from -5 to 5 inclusive. And we also have an equivalence relation defined as follows. M is related to n if and only if 3 divides m squared minus n squared. And we want to find all the distinct equivalent classes of this relation R. Now let's try to first make sense of the relation here. So 3 divides m squared minus n squared, that means, well, you know, m squared minus n squared can be factored as 3 divides m minus n times m plus n, right? So basically 3 is a factor of m minus n times m plus n, then m and n are related. So with that, let's begin to find the equivalent classes. All right, let's begin with, you can actually begin with any number. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to just begin with 0 because 0 is just a nice number to begin with. So I'm going to find the equivalent class, like what are the elements in this class 0. So that means I need to find the elements in A such that this element is related to 0, right? Okay, so that's what I'm trying to find, which means I'm going to explain what that means. That means we need to find elements in A so that 3 divides, so 3 divides the m squared minus n squared, and we already explained what that means. So basically 3 divides x minus 0. In this case, my n is 0, m is x. So m is x, n is 0. So 3 divides x minus 0 and x plus 0. So again, hopefully you recognize in this case, x related to 0 means this. X is my m, n is 0 is the n. Now, x minus 0, x plus 0 is just equal to x. Basically, this is just same as saying 3 divides the x times x, right? Which is x times x. All right, let's begin to search for the elements that should belong to this class. So just, will 3 divides -5 times -5? No, it's not. So will 3 divides -4 times -4? No, so therefore -4 should not be in here. Will 3 divide -3 times -3? Definitely, right? 3 does divide 9, so therefore I do know -3 is one of them. And just skim through, 3 does not divide -2 times -2. 3 does not divide -1 times -1. 3 does divide 0 times 0, which is 0. So therefore 0 should be in here. And quickly do that. So 3 is the next one. 3 does divide 3 times 3. So any elements that satisfy this condition will be in this class 0. Now, so this is the first class, right? This is the first class. And pick another one. I'll begin with 1. So in this case, so we are searching for x in A so that 3 divides, okay? 3 divides. So in this case, well, I'm going to probably should not skip this one so that you have a little more information here. So we are looking for x who is related to 1, right? Which means these are the x, so that 3 divides x minus 1 and x plus 1. All right, let's just try. By the way, here I just see that just factor. I just factor, but you certainly do not have to. You can just plug in the values, like x is m and you just plug in some other value, like but I feel like factoring it out easier to do the algebra. Okay, just easier to do the algebra to me. You do not have to. So so let's again go back to this list. Begin with -5. Okay, so does 3? So let's check. Does 3 divides -5 minus 1, which is -6, times, well, I really don't care. I already see 3 divides -6. This, no matter what this number is, it will divide, right? But it's supposed to be -5 plus 1, which is -4. So yes, definitely. If you don't like to work with this factored form, if you prefer to work with that form, you can certainly do that. You just need to check, does 3 divides like -5 square minus the 1 square? N is your 1, by the way. N is your 1. And then I feel like you probably have to, like, this is 25 minus 1, which is 24. Yes, you can make the same conclusion. To me, when I factor it, when I see one of those factor is divisible by 3, I know this product has to be divisible by 3. So that's my own preference. So again, that's 5. I already find the -5. I'm sorry, -5. And then you're going to try -4. Try the next one, -4. So does 3 divides -4 minus 1, which is -5. And -4 plus 1, which is -3. I already see -3 is a factor. So this 3 definitely divides the product of that one. So therefore I know -4 should work. And you do not try -3 because -3 is already in this class. We can skip that. There's no way that because it's a equivalence, R is an equivalence relation. There's no way that the two classes have something in common. That's not gonna happen. So you know -3 is there. They should not be in here. And just repeat this process. Okay. So pause the video and try your own and then finish up this problem. Now if you resume the video and this actually, if you try it, just repeat that. Every other element should be in this one. Should be in this one. Okay. We can try like -2. So -2 minus 1, which is -3. I already know this is a fact. It's divisible by 3, so therefore -2 should work. When you have -1, -1 plug in here, which is 0, so therefore 3 definitely divides 0. When you plug in 1, this is 0, right? So therefore definitely it will work. When you plug in 2, this is 2 minus 1, 2 plus 1 is 3, which is definitely divisible by 3, and so on and so forth.